Welcome back to Agentic AI 101. This is episode 7, ReAct Prompting Tutorial. Let's start by busting 3 myths about how AI agents think. Myth number 1, AI agents are fastest when they skip straight to the answer without explanation. That sounds efficient, right? Wrong. In reality, forcing the AI to think out loud before acting makes it way more accurate and reliable. Myth number 2, the reasoning step and the action step are two separate things the AI has to choose between. Not true. ReAct is specifically about doing both together in a loop. Reason, then act, then reason again based on what happened. That's the whole magic. Myth number 3, ReAct only works for simple questions. Actually, it's most powerful for complex multi-step problems, customer support, research, financial decisions, shopping recommendations. So what is actually true? ReAct prompting is a technique that makes AI agents genuinely smarter by forcing them to think through problems step by step before taking action, just like humans do. The AI shows its reasoning explicitly and then takes concrete action, repeating this loop until the problem is solved. Let's break down the two core parts. First, the reason phase. Here, the AI explicitly thinks through and explains its logic before taking any action. Think of it like a detective examining clues before moving to the next room. Instead of jumping to conclusions, the AI says exactly what it's thinking. For example, a customer service bot might reason, I need to understand this refund request. But before I can suggest a solution, I have to check the customer's purchase history and their refund policy status. That transparency is crucial. Now the act phase. Based on that reasoning, the AI takes a specific, measurable action. It's not vague. It's concrete: retrieve data, make a decision, call a tool, execute a command. The same bot now acts: retrieve customer account number 12,345's purchase history from the database. See the difference? Reason led directly to a targeted action. But here's where it gets powerful: the loop. The AI doesn't stop after one reason-act cycle. It repeats. It reasons, acts, observes the result, and reasons again based on what it learned. Reason about the refund request, act by pulling purchase history, reason about what you found, act by checking eligibility rules, reason about the outcome, and act by processing the refund. Each iteration builds on the last. That's the real intelligence. The fourth piece is transparency. Because reasoning is shown explicitly, you and your developers can see exactly why the AI made each decision. You're not getting a mysterious black box answer. You're watching the thought process unfold. Let me show you the detective analogy in action. A detective doesn't blurt out "the butler did it." Instead, the detective thinks through the clues available, checks the crime scene, thinks about new evidence found, interviews witnesses, thinks about contradictions, examines alibis, and repeats until the case is solved. This methodical reason-then-act approach catches what rushed thinking would miss. Now let's look at real use cases. Customer support agents use ReAct to troubleshoot complex technical problems. Instead of guessing, they reason through the symptoms, act by asking diagnostic questions, reason about the answers, and act by suggesting solutions step by step. Research assistants gather information, evaluate sources, and decide what's relevant before providing answers. They reason about what information they need, act by searching, reason about reliability, act by filtering, and repeat until they have high confidence facts. Shopping assistants compare prices and features across products by reasoning through your criteria, acting to fetch data from multiple stores, reasoning about trade-offs, and acting to recommend the best match for you. Financial advisors analyze client situations and justify recommendations through explicit reasoning steps. They reason about your goals, act by reviewing your assets, reason about risk tolerance, act by modeling scenarios, and reason about the best strategy. The pattern is identical across all of them: think, do, learn, think again. This cycle is the foundation of intelligent agentic behavior. So why does ReAct work so well? Because it mirrors human problem solving. We don't make good decisions by jumping straight to answers. We ask questions, gather information, think about it, make small decisions, observe the outcomes, and adjust. AI agents that follow this loop make fewer mistakes, explain their choices, and handle complicated situations way better than agents that skip the reasoning step. That's the real secret: slowing down to think actually makes you faster and smarter at solving problems. In our next episode, we're exploring multi-agent systems, when AIs talk to each other. A single ReAct agent is powerful, but what happens when you give multiple specialized agents the ability to communicate and collaborate? That's where things get really interesting. See you next time.